No, let's talk first about a guy that hasn't really been talked about a lot lately, and Rieger Lorenz. Like, what's going on with him in Denver?
He's had, I mean, you want to talk about a tough go of it. So, context here: Rieger Lorenz last year, in the BCHL in his draft year, puts up just outrageous goals, points, whatever, on the team that is not the Brooks Bandits, which is the team that, or I'm sorry, the AJHL, not the BCHL, Alberta Junior Hockey League. So he's on Okotoks, and realistically, the Brooks Bandits are the only team that, like, just, I think of the top 5 scorers in that league, 4 were on the Brooks Bandits, and then it was Rieger Lorenz. So this kid's used to putting up like a goal a game, 2 points per game, 3 points per game. Then he goes to Denver, reigning national champions, and gets a look early. Couple shit teams they play, puts up a couple points. And then since then, I think he got hurt for like 1 week, and then he got scratched. And it's just been like he's on the 4th line trying to figure out, what exactly it is that he kind of brings to that lineup as a young player. Because, I mean, realistically, Denver, again, reigning national champions, coming into the season, I think they were one in the country to start. They were Minnesota, I can't remember. But he's in a tough spot. Like, they have a lot of guys who are older, a lot of drafted guys. And you get put on the 4th line after spending pretty much your whole life as a top 6 go-to scorer. It's not an easy spot to be in. We talk about we talked about last week, guys that are able to adjust, guys like, whatever, Wallstead or whoever. It's impressive. So he's been like battling here for a couple of weeks, just trying to stay in the lineup, and he has a big weekend. So this is a kid with real good size. He's a decent skater. He's a scoring winger that is able to be a playmaker. And he's just like a really fun player. And he had a big weekend. I think he had 2 points on Saturday. On Friday, I don't remember if he did, but they won both games 7-0. But I mean, he probably played 20, 25 minutes both games as a forward, and he took advantage of it. So, again, he's a kid that right now, I think up until 2 weeks ago, I think he had 3-4 points on the season in like fucking 20 games. Now he's got 22 games at 8 points, a couple coming this past weekend. He scored one with a tip-in goal, really nice assist on one of the points this week. But he just looked really good, and you could tell you can watching the game. It's one of those situations where you see them score or whatever, they get a point or they're just on the ice for a goal, and you can just see the weight lift off their fucking shoulders. So I'm sure this is a kid that's just battling. Again, he's 18, 19 years old, playing on the reigning national champions with guys who are all drafted, and they're he's dealing for the first time in his life where he's getting scratched. So he had a big weekend. It was really good to see. Hopefully he can kind of keep himself in the lineup. He's working defensively. I think it's been a work in progress, but it's definitely been better lately. And I did just want to touch on him because it's been a nice couple weeks for him. He played well last weekend too. So the last 4 games, I think he's been a very different player, and he's been playing well. And I thought he was worth highlighting. So good for Rieger Lorenz. I'm actually going to pull up the actual stats here.
Yeah, and I mean, the emphasis on all this, though, is just patience.
3-game point streak. There you go. He's got a 3-game point streak after having 1 point in his last 12 games. So,
yeah.
And he just, again, every game he just looks a little bit more confident. So it's good to see. So I really just wanted to touch on Lorenz there. So good for him. I love this kid. I think he a couple eyebrows were raised when they took him where they took him, but guys that spent a lot of time watching that league too, I've talked to a few of them. They were like, no, this kid was the fucking best player in that league that year as a draft eligible. So good for him.